Hello everyone. So, to start off this video, I'd like to do another in my series of top tips for YouTube fragrance reviewers. So here we go, we're going to do 3 of them. Number 1, at the beginning of every video, don't forget to ask people who are new to the channel to like and subscribe, and also hit the notifications icon, even though they've got absolutely no reason to do so, as they've never seen your videos before. Number 2, always make a point of giving us a detailed analysis of the action and distribution on the sprayer of the fragrance. That is a key factor for people in deciding when they buy a fragrance, and it's compelling viewing. Number 3, if you have a little break from your channel, you don't upload a video for a while, don't worry too much about apologising for your absence. In all probability, no one noticed and nobody cares. Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be bringing you what I think might be the first YouTube video review for a discontinued fragrance from the house of Dolce Gabbana, and this one is called Masculine. I maybe should pronounce that masculine, but it's spelt the same as the English word masculine, so I'm just going to say that. So this fragrance was released back in 1999. The perfumier is Max Gavari, and from what I can tell, checking online, he's also the man who brought us Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme back in 1994, really regarded as a classic from the house of Dolce & Gabbana, that one. And he also brought us the very, very elusive now and very expensive and also discontinued By Man from 1997, which I don't have a bottle of, only a sample. Masculine then. What's interesting about this fragrance? Well, it's really a forgotten fragrance from the house of Dolce & Gabbana. The aforementioned Pour Homme gets a lot of talk. Still, you can get the reformulated version with a slightly different bottle. People really love the old one, Max 40, amongst other reviewers who've raved about that one. But after that came By Man from 1997, which again is really, really talked about as a gem. You can't buy this anymore in the shops. The old bottles on eBay go for crazy, crazy money, up there as high as Creed prices and even higher sometimes. And that's kind of a barbershop scent. It's got some lavender, artemisia, that's also known as wormwood, the note in Le Mal. That's one of its distinctive features. That's Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Mal. So it's a really sweet, woody barbershop scent. There's some nutmeg in there as well. Very nice, creamy, spicy barbershop scent that's justifiably got a bit of a following, but maybe doesn't quite deserve its ridiculously high prices that it sometimes goes for. But this one, D&G Masculine, is one that I think is right up there with those two as a really, really nice men's fragrance. It's described on Fragrantica as a woody aromatic. I think it's more of a citrus aromatic fragrance, which means it's got strong citrus notes and some other aromatic and herbal elements backing it up. It does have quite a bit of woodiness too. So let's get into the notes for this one. In the top, we've got petitgrain and bergamot. In the mid, we have orange blossom, caraway, mint, basil and clary sage. And in the base, we have teak wood, musk, vetiver, fig leaf and cedar. So a very interesting note list. We can see that there's a citrus element in the top, and then we've got a little bit of floral in the middle with the orange blossom, but a lot of these interesting herbal notes. So things like the mint and the basil are the aromatics here that are giving us a little bit more than just citrus notes and woody stuff, and give us these kind of interesting herbal things that I think make this fragrance. Those are the notes. How does it smell? I've got one spray on my left hand already from earlier. I wore it as my fragrance of the day, so I'll put a fresh one on here for the top notes. Okay, so what you get with this one is a really sharp, zesty, citrusy opening. It reminds me a little bit of quite a few other fragrances, none of which it smells exactly alike to, but one that sprung to mind was Eau Sauvage from Christian Dior, the 1966 classic. Reminds me a little bit of Armani's Eau Pour Homme, both really nice citrus fragrances with some herbal aromatics in the middle, a little bit old school, both of those ones. It also puts me in mind of more modern citrus fragrances, such as Bulgari's somewhat hyped Aqua Amara, in that it's got a really nice strong citrus opening, but depth in there. There's a woody masculinity about this fragrance combined with a citrus element, and that in fact has drawn some comparisons on Fragrantica and base notes, even, yes, dare I say it, to Aventus. It has a similarity that it's got a really nice crisp opening and a woody masculine overall feel and a very nice muskiness. So the opening's very sharp, it smells Italian, it reminds me somewhat even of some Acqua di Parma scents that I really like. Some people say it smells synthetic. I don't think it smells synthetic, but I do agree that it's a sharp citrus. It's not a very smooth, soft one, but it smells like a very bright rendition of a lemon, a really in-your-face lemon. That could be interpreted as synthetic. To me, it's just more the bright, sharp end of the citrus spectrum. In the mid, there are these herbal notes, so the clary sage, the mint, the basil. There's caraway as well, which can be a sort of spicy but sweet note, and there is a certain sweetness in this fragrance. Some people say they get vanilla from it. I don't particularly get that, but I can see where that could be coming from. There is a sweetness in the fragrance combined with a sharp citrus element. And then in the base, we've got a really nice, strong, woody, masculine feel with this fragrance, and a muskiness, a masculine muskiness, which reminds me of the over talked about Creed Aventus. But there is a similarity actually with that one. So if you like things like this might be of interest to you. The performance on this fragrance has been very good for me so far. It's well above average. It's not beast mode, but it's strong. In the opening, the bright citrus burst is very, very nice and projects very well. The longevity seems to be really good. It's lasted me throughout a full work day, and it does have some development and complexity because the citrus dies down and you get this really nice woody, musky, vetiver kind of feel in the base. A very masculine and yet still fresh scent throughout its life. So I really enjoy this one in terms of performance. Bang on for me as I want a fragrance to perform. Occasions for this one, very, very versatile. I think this would be absolutely great for dates, and it'll be fine for work too if you go a little bit easy on the trigger, because it's just fresh, masculine and crowd pleasing like Aventus and similar scents like that one. Nothing here for many people to dislike. Just a little bit of a classic feel, more so than some of today's modern fresh scents like Dior Sauvage, so maybe leaning to slightly older people, but I think any age really can wear this one. In terms of seasons, of course, it's a fresh citrus yet woody scent, so spring would perhaps be the ideal season. It's going to work fine in summertime too, and autumn and even winter you can wear it. You just might feel like something with a little bit more depth and a little bit more darkness about it, but extremely versatile in terms of what time of the year you can wear it, in my opinion. Comparing it to Dolce & Gabbana's other ones then, Homme from 1994 also had a citrus opening, but it has a little bit more of a, well, it has tonka bean and lavender, so a little bit more maybe barbershop-y, or at least a little bit more sweetness, and it's all got this tobacco note in Homme, which is very different to what we get here. So it's not quite as sharp, this one. It's got tobacco, it's got tonka, it's a little bit more of an aromatic fougere balance between different things going on. This one leans towards sharp citrus, strong masculine woodiness. Teak wood, I noticed, comes up in a few fragrances that I really like. I don't know what it smells like on its own. And this really nice musky thing in the base. So if you're looking for something sexy, masculine, a tiny bit old school, not really dated, but a little bit like maybe updated for the late 90s or 21st century version of Eau Sauvage from Christian Dior, or maybe Armani's Eau pour Homme. That has some similarities with Aqua Amara, but has a little bit more of a herbaceous spiciness in it than Aqua Amara, where it's more woody and citrus. This has the middle element that this one perhaps doesn't have, of that herbaceous stuff that I think makes it really intriguing and great for a fragrance fan. This fragrance then was made and released first in 1999. It was discontinued, not sure, approximately a decade or slightly less ago from now, I think, from what I can gather. If anyone knows, let me know. This 50ml cost me online, it was in a Facebook group, I managed to get it for £30. That's a brilliant deal. If you can get it for anything like that kind of price, or $1 per mil if you're in the USA, or a bit above that, I think it's really good, and you should definitely look into possibly blind buying this. If you like citrus, aromatic, woody fragrances, masculine ones, you're going to love it. I don't think people should be paying huge prices. Sometimes on eBay this is going for quite high prices. It's getting a little bit more like By Man, where the hype is beginning to mount on this one, and prices, the hype is beginning to mount a little bit, and prices are going up and up as the scarcity of this one becomes more scarce. I don't think you should pay crazy money for it. It's just really nice, maybe an 8.5 or 9 out of 10 for me, so I really do like it. But there's other stuff you can get easily without going crazy. But if you stumble across this online, someone on a Facebook group, it's really, really worth checking this one out. It's discontinued, it's getting harder to get, but I do know a lot of people in Facebook groups who've had it, knew it from a few years ago when it was on the shelves. It was in TK Maxx, I think, for a while, being sold dirt cheap, and no one was that interested. It's got a little bit of a following now in the fragrance community, but I do know a few people who have it, tried it, they think it's just okay, another citrus scent, and they sell it off cheaply, or as happened to me. So you don't have to pay huge prices. for a collector. Really nice bottle, presentation there, beautiful, nice heavy glass at the bottom, simple. Next to things like Dolce Gabbana by Man and Pour Homme, I think it's their equal. I like both of those quite a lot. I haven't got a bottle of this one yet. This one is really good, but it's not the world's most amazing scent. Masculine's right up there with them. So, if you can find this scent, if you're interested in discontinued scents, if you're looking for a citrus aromatic scent that has a little bit of ruggedness about it and can be a little bit different to anything on the shelves today, but isn't dated smelling, it smells pretty modern, smells 21st century, Dolce & Gabbana Masculine, well worth checking out. Let me know if you've smelled it, and let me know why you think this one doesn't get the same hype of some of the other discontinued fragrances out there. As ever, thank you very much for watching. Whatever we're doing in life, let's project, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.